Okay, Bound Wand. This is a super rare, and at first I kind of wondered why. It isn't equipped. You know, it kind of reminds me of Wonder Wand, but maybe actually better. It says you can only equip it to a spellcaster, so like Wonder Wand. It gains attack, 100 attack equal to the level, so you take, you know, a 4-star Gaga and throw 400 more attack on it. If this equipped monster is destroyed by your opponent and this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster. So it's not bad. I mean, you can really have some nice plays with that. But I think maybe this, I don't know. Let me know if you guys think this will be used in the next set. Return of the Duelist with the magical guys, with the books. I can't remember off the top of my head what the names are. Okay, Minimum Guts. Minimum Guts is a card that is interesting. You can tribute one monster you control to target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That target's attack becomes 0 until the end phase. I guess you could use this with evols, tributing off things. I don't know if I guess you could use this at the sneak, because it says this turn when that target is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. So if you take something big, or even something 1800, 2000, and you drop it down to 0, and then you kill it with something, I mean, of course you're going to have 2 monsters on the field to get this to work. Then they're going to take the damage that they're going to take anyway, because that monster has 0, and they're going to take the defect damage. So good card for the sneak if you want to help you win. Let me know what you guys think about that too, because a lot of you guys aren't going to care about the sneak in playing. But let me know what you think about the longevity with let's say an evil deck. Okay, Downward Current. I don't know. Target one face-up monster you control and declare a level from 1 to 3. That target becomes that level. I just think there are better cards out there that help mess with your levels. Don't you think you should be playing a deck that works together without relying on a magic card like, what was it, Star Changer or something like that to change levels? I've never understood that. I never played Cost Down. I never did any of that kind of stuff because I just thought I'd rather go for consistency. Berserk Scales. Quick play. It's interesting. Target one face-up monster you control. That target gains 1,000 but cannot attack your opponent directly this turn. Okay. And then during the end phase, that target loses 1,000 attack. Or 2,000, excuse me. Maybe, I don't know. The way I think about it is, if you're going to play this card, you should attack them, smash them in the face, and then exceed with your monster. That's about the only thing I see really going with this. Berserk Scales to me says it should be, kind of goes with the Berserk King and the Berserk Gorilla and all the Berserk stuff with the Beast, and that kind of looks like a beast. Even though it looks like there's some kind of weird, it looks like the butterfly. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what that's for the butterfly. Okay, Night Beam. I know I put Night Shot there because I didn't look up the name, but it's called Night Beam in America, which is stupid. I wish Kevin Stewart and whoever else makes those decisions would just quit renaming things. Night Shot is dramatically better than Night Beam. Sounds gay. Target one set spell or trap card you control. Excuse me, your opponent controls. Destroy the target. So, I mean, everybody already knows this is a good card. It's it's another MST. It's not a quick play, but guys, nowadays you shouldn't be just blind MSTing things all the time. So save your MSTs now and play this card, and then you can MST things when they flip it up. Like a Skill Drain or whatever. Your opponent cannot activate that target in response to this card's activation, which in my opinion makes this card a lot better than MST, because they can't chain their Wabaku or Threatening Roar or Reckless Greeds again, when you're playing Dark World or just whatever. So I love this card. I am, it's unfortunate that it's an ultra rare, but I think it's going to be a good looking ultimate. We'll see. Heretic Seal of Convocation. It's a Rhoda. Add a heretic monster from your deck to your hand. Great card. I think it's just a rare though. Just fantastic. And the art on these cards is amazing. Heretic Seal of Supremacy. Special summon a heretic monster from your hand. So it's a lot like Photon, Photon Lead, or I don't know, Ancient Rules, similar to those kind of things. You should just special summon it. So you could play a few of those. not bad. And Evo variance. Can't say enough about this card. This is the card that's going to change evols. This and El Dinero is going to just completely change the game with evols. And now that priority with summoning ignition effects have gone away, I really think evols have a really good chance now to do well. You get to add an evil tile or an evil soul monster from your deck to your hand. That's just stupid good. Then you can only activate one of these per turn. I think this got bumped up to a super rare, so I'm very happy about that. Just because so many other of the evils, good cards are supers. So, Evo Force, YuGiOh, Westlow, whatever. Compensation of Evolution. I wasn't sure about this card, but then I started thinking I really probably going to need to play more than one. I didn't mean I was thinking about it like I didn't want to play it. I just couldn't decide if I wanted to run 2 or 3. I think I decided on 2. Once per turn, if a monster is special summoned by an evil tile monster, you can target one card in the field and destroy it. So, I don't really know what it's similar to. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I think it's fantastic. Every time you, you know, let's say you play your YuGiOh with an Evil Force and you're bringing out 2 monsters. Evil Force says that it's pretty much like being brought up by an evil tile, so you're going to destroy 2 cards. Bring out 2 monsters. Shenanigans! Okay, final Inzection. I'm not sure I love this card either. The art's kind of crazy. I mean, it's got Wig and Gruff and some of those new guys on there. Send 5 face-up Inzektor cards you control, which says cards, so you can play Sword, you can play Inzektor Orb, whatever it is. That I think Inzektor Orb's the continuous one. So it's not just saying, hey, you need to play, you know, 5 monsters. Or, and of course, the equips that normally go like Hornet or whatever else. So you send 5 of them to the grave, you destroy all cards your opponent controls, and during this turn's battle phase, your opponent cannot activate the effects of effect monsters from their hand. So no Gores, no, Trag, whatever, Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow. And they can activate things in the graveyard, like Necrogardna, for instance. So, not a horrible card, but if you're going to send 5 Inzektor cards to the graveyard, you're probably not going to have much to attack with. And again, I'm known to be wrong. Okay, Inzektor Bow, Zekk Arrow. I think the art's pretty sweet. I like the equip cards that go with the Inzektors, but I don't know if this is the one that's going to get played over the sword because of the sword's ability to keep your hand plentiful. Equip only to an Inzektor monster. It gains 500, which is good. Your opponent cannot activate magic and trap or affect monsters in response to the equipped monster's effects. So you slap this on a Dragonfly, then you activate Dragonfly's ability to get Hornet, and they can't do anything. And then you blow up, and then you get Centipede, and then you keep going. So it's not a bad card, you know. It's not like it's. I mean, I don't know if it's going to get played, but for those people that don't have every card, or maybe they don't have the exact calibers, and they've only got, let's say, 1 Hornet in their deck, this could see a little play for those people. Exceed unit. I don't know who that guy is. I can't remember the name of it, but it's pretty sweet art. Equip only to an Exceed monster, obviously. It gains 200 attack times the rank, so most likely it's going to get 800 attack or less. If you would activate it in effect by detaching an Exceed material, you can treat this card as one of the materials. That's pretty broken on a dalka, guys. So dalka went from 2300 to 3100, and now it has an extra negation. So now you can't run it over very easily, if at all. You're going to have to blow it up with something. So pretty broken. And if it was up to me and I was playing that kind of deck that ran dalkas, whatever, I would think about my body over Starlight Road. Just saying. Okay, Rampaging Magical Power. I love this card. The art's kind of cool. I can't remember who this little cat is back here. And actually I can't remember what that is either. But, you know, it's got the little triangle stuff like from Magician's Forest back in the day. Power Stone, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, banish all spell cards in your graveyard. Fine, no problem, let's do that. Destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with defense less than or equal to the number of spell cards banished by this effect times 300. So even if you only banish like 4, that's 1200, right? A lot of monsters have defense less than 1200, okay? So you play this turn 3 or 4, maybe even 5, you're going to pretty much get rid of everything. Good card. Sacred Belt. The activation of a light effect monster's effects cannot be activated. Continuous. Ugh. Love this card. Now I know it says Sacred in the name, but in the name, as far as I know, is going to stay Sacred Belt, which means that the Sacred monsters that are coming out, and they had their name changed, are it's not going to be just for that deck. It's just going to be even better for that deck. But yeah, this card's just, I love it. I don't know if it's going to get a lot of play, but I don't care. I love it. Okay. Finally, this card came out. Storm. This is little brother to Heavy Storm. I mean, look, the cow and the man milking it hasn't quite left the ground yet, and the little fence posts haven't left the ground. But this guy's already caught up. He's like, oh, FML. Destroy all spell and trap cards you control, then destroy spell and trap cards your opponent controls up to the number of your destroyed. So in other words, however many of your magic and trap get destroyed, that's however many you can destroy on their side of the field. It doesn't have to be the same number. It says up to the number. So if you've got 3 and they've got 2, here we go. How about it? And then, people are thinking Gear Town. I mean, you always think about when you're destroying your own magic and trap, you want to think about cards like Gear Town or something that you can chain. But you got to remember, just be careful. Nitwit, Outwit. Just a cool name. Okay, you can discard 1 monster to target 1 face-up monster on the field. That target loses attack equal to the discarded monster's original attack. So it can help lower some things down, and it can help you discard a card to the graveyard. So, Fabled, anybody? I don't know. It's interesting. Could be broken. It looks like there's a bunch of samurais out here, and there's Elder, and I don't know. I can't tell who this guy is. He's on a horse. I don't know. It looks like a sheen on his horse. I don't know. What do you guys think? Interesting. Okay, Recklessness. Cool card on the art. Kind of crazy. I was hoping those were Ojamas, but they're just like some random monsters. I don't think they've ever been released. At least in the TCG. When a defensive position monster you control is targeted for an attack. Happens all the time. Change it to face-up attack position. If the attacking monster is destroyed by this battle and sent to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's original attack. Never gonna play this card. Why would you set something that's got a big enough attack to kill the monster that's gonna attack it while it's face down? I just don't get that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Command of Sword. Okay, it's interesting. During your opponent's draw phase, when your opponent performs a normal draw, your opponent must reveal their draw, and if it's a magic and trap card, you can apply one of these effects. Discard the card, or target a magic and trap your opponent controls and destroy it. So either way, they're getting screwed out of 1 card. So you play one of these cards, you get to see what they got, and if it's a magic and trap, you get to discard it or blow up one of their own. So if it's a monster, yes, you lost a card, they didn't lose anything, but at least you got to see what it was. I don't know, interesting card. I'm not sure, I guess if you played Mind Crushers in your main deck, and some of these, and maybe like a Jurassic drop-off kind of deck where you just keep their hand depleted, Hino Kagasuchi, it might be interesting. Alright, Bouncer Guard. Target 1 face-up bouncer monster you control. We went over this on the first video, but I'm going to do it again. That target cannot be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by battle. Good card. So, kind of like Safe Zone. And your opponent's monster must target that monster for any attacks they declare. So if you've got that 2400 Phantom Bouncer, I think is the name of it, on the field, they could really get hurt this turn. Okay, Scales of Subordination. When it looks like the butterflies are there and telling that guy to stay under the water, or they just killed him, who knows. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, change that target to defense position, so kind of like an econ, and equip this card to that monster. That's a little different. Once per turn during your main phase or either player's battle phase, you can change the equipped monster's battle position. So if you want that monster to come back to attack mode to run over it, you can. Okay, Heretic Seal of Banishment. Tribute a Heretic monster to target one card your opponent controls and banish it. Not bad, guys. It looks like, I think it's a rare. You want to tribute your stuff anyway, or you just maybe want to get a normal in the grave to help you get your big 8-star 2800 guy to come out. Sorry, I'm forgetting some of the names. But it gets, lets you banish, so kind of like a Dark Core. Dark Core, you had to get rid of one out of your hand, but it's not a bad card. Erratic Seal of Reflection. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you could tribute Heretic monster, negate the activation, and then if you do negate it, you can destroy it. So it's a counter trap. Good card. I don't know. I guess it's like a free bribe, except that you have to tribute off a monster, which is usually okay. Zekk Conversion. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. When a face-up Inzektor monster you control is targeted for an attack, target the attacking monster, equip the attacked monster to that target, and while the Inzektor monster is equipped to that target, gain control of it. Okay, I can have a lot of fun with that. I don't know, equip the attack monster to that target. Okay, it's not bad. It could really hurt somebody if they've got some big monster they think they can hide behind for a little bit, but if they're playing against your Inzektor deck, they're sure to know that they can't really destroy you, or they're, that you're going to destroy them, excuse me. So that monster's probably not going to be safe anyway. Inzektor Gauntlet. Target one face-up Inzektor monster you control. Equip this card to that target. Okay, so more equipping to target. It gains 1,000 defense and cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. I don't know. Don't like it. I like Zek to Arrow much better. Remand. I'm laughing because I don't know about you guys, but I'm subscribed to Your YuGiOh channel, and he had this funny, like a lore video where he makes up a story about cards, and he did one about the greed, about the pot of greed and the goblet of greed and all those things, and this was in it with the guy from Dark Bride. Pretty funny. Anyway, when your opponent adds cards from their graveyard to their hand, your opponent shuffles one of those cards into the deck. This card will never be played. I don't think it will be. I mean, I guess it could be. It's just not good enough. And there's big scary ass Grapho. Dimension Slide. I like this card. When a monster is special summoned to your side of the field, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, and you banish that target. If the special summon was an exceed summon, you can activate this card during the turn it was set. Which is just love that. I don't know. I like this card. I don't know if I'll play it over other things, but the art's fantastic. I don't know why I can't figure this out in my brain. What is this? Who is this right here? I can see the wings here and the wing here, so it looks like a heretic dragon. There's a wing here. I don't know what it is. It looks kind of like a white dragon ninja. So if that's what it is, let me know. My brain's not figuring it out. Okay, spiritual light art. I think this is the first spiritual art that's for lights, and golly, stupid bug. Okay, tribute a light monster you control to target one banished monster. Your opponent can reveal a trap card in their hand to negate the effect, which most people set their traps. But then again, otherwise special summon the target. So it's kind of like a Escape from the Dark Dimension, but it's for lights. And you have to tribute one, so that's not that great. I don't really think it's that good of a card. I don't know. And they can reveal a trap to negate it. It's got too much negative things going on. You got to tribute a light to get a light back to the field. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just not great. I was really hoping it was great because it's number 77. Okay. Sealing Ceremony of Rayton. Another sealing ceremony with a ninja. And it's got some fluff tokens on there. Pretty funny. Once per turn, you can return a wind monster you control to the bottom of your deck to target 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. Okay. I don't think that's bad at all. It's continuous, so you're not going to surprise them with this. So they're probably not going to do anything. But you can don't know, what deck do you think you could return wind monsters every turn to hurt your opponent? I mean, that's going to have enough field control where you can just summon a wind and then lose it. You know, it's like a -1. But I guess they're going to lose 2 in their graveyard, so it really could hurt them. Might be good against Dark World if you ran an all-wind deck, but right now I don't really see an all-wind deck being played. I see some wind being mixed in. I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Okay. If I remember correctly, this card's broken for the Gishkis. Target one face-up water monster you control, shuffle that target into the deck, and return 2 water monsters from your graveyard to the hand. If I remember correctly, that's really, really good for them. It helps you get back the one Gishki that helps you get back the fusion, not the fusion, the ritual spell card, and like I think you discard it and you grab one or whatever. Good card. The art's kind of cool too. Double return. I think this is the last card, if I remember correctly. Yep. When you take 1,000 or more, and it's not a good card. When you take 1,000 or more damage by your opponent's card effect, place 1 2-fold counter on this card for each multiple of 1,000 damage you took. During your opponent's next end phase, destroy this card, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent for each 2-fold counter that was on this card. Just don't like that at all. Okay, so let's say they do 2,000 damage, you get 2 counters on the card. You pray that all this turn, all next turn, and all the turn after that it's not going to get destroyed by something. If it doesn't, then you can do 4,000 damage, for instance. Whatever. What kind of damage are you going to be taking by card effect, in other words, burn, and burn's not going to beat you by then? I don't like it. So, my personal opinion. Okay. The TCG exclusives are coming up in the next video, so tune in for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Please click that thumbs up and comment below.